Thank you, Mr. President. Gentlemen and ladies of the Senate, we are all here to do one thing for our constituents, to solve problems. They elect us to fix all kinds of real-world issues that affect their everyday lives. This session, one issue seems to be dominating our attention. That issue is voting. We do have some issues with our voting system. It's not perfect, but the solutions we're seeing proposed by the majority party aren't addressing the real problems. They're addressing a perception of a problem about voter fraud that our Secretary of State, our Lieutenant Governor, our Governor, and multiple courts have all told us do not exist. Real problems do require legislation. Perception problems require leadership. They require leaders to tell the truth that there was no widespread voter fraud. If we were solving real voting problems, we might think about voters like Susan, who is 59 and disabled and never received her absentee ballot, so she was unable to vote last election. Or Kristen, a Georgia resident who is in Arkansas for pharmacy school. She had the same problem when she found out she would not receive her absentee ballot in time. So you know what she did? She booked a last-minute flight back home to Georgia so she could vote in person. Susan and Kristen are not alone. This was an issue for literally thousands of people this past election. Or we might listen to our poll workers and poll watchers. I have friends who have been both, and they tell me that their number one issue that they saw on election day was people showing up to the wrong precinct. They're confused about the difference between early voting locations and their assigned precinct. These are real problems that can be fixed by legislation. Let's fix these problems. And if we're not going to solve the real voting problem, let's not create new ones. Voter identification is important, but when we leave out 200,000 Georgians that don't have photo IDs, we're creating problems instead of solving them. Let's not overburden our already cash-strapped local elections offices by requiring them to count ballots without breaks because we just want our results sooner. Besides voting, we have so many other real problems to solve, like people waiting months for unemployment checks, or people having trouble booking vaccine appointments, or businesses that are having trouble accessing the Paycheck Protection Program. We have so many important problems to solve. We simply don't have time to fix those that don't exist. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the well.